Praise be Jesus and Mary. We're gathered here today in order to, of course, honor Our Lady's Queenship, to celebrate that beautiful title and role of the Blessed Virgin Mary as Queen of Heaven and Earth, our most loving Mother and Queen. As you know, too, the actual feast day of Our Lady's Queenship isn't today, but rather next Thursday, August 22nd, which would be the octave day, the 8th day, of the solemnity of the Assumption of Our Lady into heaven, which was just a few days ago. And this links Our Lady's Assumption to heaven with her glorious entry into heaven and coronation as Queen of Heaven and Earth. So today's Queenship celebration, it's been a custom here, as you know, at the Friary to celebrate it on the Saturday within the octave, this being a very convenient day to gather together more easily and together praise and honor Our Lady and Queen. The gospel passage that we heard from the Mass of Our Lady's Queenship is taken from Luke chapter 1, the narration of the Annunciation. And during that, the Archangel Gabriel assures Mary that she was to conceive a son by the power of the Holy Spirit, that she would name him Jesus, the Son of the Most High, and that he will rule over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end. And just as the prophet Isaiah foretold, as we heard in the first reading for today's Mass. So Mary's son would be the long-awaited Messiah King, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the King of all creation. As the King's mother, Mary would be the Queen, and she would be the perfect Queen Mother. The fulfillment of that role, the Queen Mother in the Old Testament. It's an important, a unique role of intercession between God's people, and their King. From this day all generations will call me blessed. The Almighty has done great things for me, and holy is his name. These words of Our Lady ring true in every age. All generations will call her blessed. The Church has never ceased to call Mary blessed, to praise and honor her, for indeed the Almighty has done great things for her. As true children of Holy Mother Church, we want to make her praises our own and add our own praises to those countless others who recognize the Blessed Virgin Mary as their own mother and Queen. Here at the Marian Friary of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and in each one of our Marian friaries throughout the world, we want to be so many other portiunculas, as it were, like the original portiuncula, or little portion, it means in Italian, found in the plains of Assisi in Italy. Many of you have perhaps visited that holy site. There still stands that little chapel dedicated to Our Lady of the Angels, Our Lady of the Portiuncula. It's a chapel so loved by St. Francis that he made it the center of his order, the order of Friars Minor, the Franciscans, an order that would always have a special love for Mary and promote that love and devotion towards her, especially the truth about her Immaculate Conception, and promote true devotion to her, especially under that title and privilege. In every Marian friary, we want to continue and increase the Church's praises of Our Lady, Mother of the Church, and help each new generation of Christians be faithful in fulfilling Our Lady's prophecy that we heard earlier. All generations will call me blessed. We want to do that, be faithful to that mission. And that's the main reason for such celebrations as today, honoring Our Lady together, to gather together at this mini portiuncula, as it were, to praise and honor Our Lady as our Mother and as our Queen. Devoted and consecrated to her in a special way. We, I think most of us perhaps are, All of us are devoted to her, and perhaps all of us here are consecrated to her, with some form of a consecration. But we live in a world that is ever more sinful and godless, ever more needful, therefore, of God's mercy, of Mary's intercession as the Mother and Queen of Mercy. So we're here to can help each other live out faithfully our Christian vocation, with that added help, of being devoted and consecrated to Mary. When Venerable Pope Pius XII instituted this feast back in 1955, he encouraged all Christians to draw near to the throne of grace and mercy of our Queen and Mother, to ask her for help in adversity, light in obscurity, and relief in suffering. So help in adversity, light in obscurity, and relief in suffering. These three reasons in particular to turn to Our Lady as Queen. These words of the Pope back then are just as relevant and timely today as they were then, 64 years ago. For do we not need help in our adversities, light in the obscurity and darkness which seeks to envelop the world today in our society, and relief in our sufferings? And all of us have some sufferings to bear. These are all things that God wishes to provide help for. He does provide that help in a particular way, through Our Lady, mediatrix of all graces, help of Christians, Mother of the Church. St. Cajetan can speak on behalf of the whole Church and a whole host of saints when he says, "We may seek graces, but shall never find them without the intercession of Mary." St. Josemaria Escriva offers us this wise counsel. When you see the storm coming, if you seek safety in that firm refuge which is Mary, there will be no danger of your wavering or going down. We are grateful for the fair weather we're experiencing now. There were no worries of a terrible storm coming, I don't think. So very blessed, thanks be to God, Our Lady, for this fair weather to celebrate this queenship. But the spiritual storm, of course, we're in the midst of it already. Right now, the Church is passing through a terrible storm. It's not the first time. Throughout the Church's history, there's always been these storms. And in this storm, the Church will no doubt not only survive, but increase, in splendor and glory, holiness, producing many saints, which have never been lacking in every age of the Church, among whom we wish to be numbered. We wish to be among those saints for the Church, in the bosom of the Church, for the sake of the Church. And the saints are all made, as you know, by the power of the Holy Spirit and with the help of Mary, Queen of all saints. Today I invite you to renew your trust in Our Lady's powerful intercession. St. Thomas Aquinas would say it was quasi-infinite in her power, or as she's been dubbed, the all-powerful intercessor. So powerful is she over the heart of Christ, her Son, forever her Son. So powerful in her intercession as Queen, Queen of heaven and earth, Queen of the whole universe. We ought not to forget, too, that she's also our mother. And as St. Therese would say, she's more mother than queen. The Queen Mother, a perfect Queen Mother. At the end of this Holy Mass, we'll have the opportunity to renew this trust in Our Lady and to entrust ourselves, consecrate ourselves to her anew, and give ourselves to her, mindful of what our great patron, St. Maximilian Maria Kolbe, has said. and whose consecration prayer we'll use together for that consecration prayer together. And St. Maximilian reminds us, and with his words we'll conclude, the Immaculate alone has from God the promise of victory over Satan. She seeks souls that will consecrate themselves entirely to her, that will become in her hands forceful instruments for the defeat of Satan and the spread of God's kingdom. Let's be those instruments, faithful instruments in Our Lady's hands to defeat Satan's work and spread God's kingdom to all souls. Praise be Jesus and Mary. Misericordes